Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new archetype, the Eevee archetype, if you will, the Purery. So what the heck are the Pureries? They're just a cute little fuzzy archetype that basically acts as a vessel to go into other things in the extra deck by basically having easy access to higher rank monsters. The whole archetype is actually based off of having these quick plays that you can activate, and a lot of the effects can actually be activated multiple times once per turn. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards nowadays is like once per turn, right? But this is 3 times per turn on Plump. This is the Earth one, and its effect is you get to have the effect thrice per turn. When you activate a Purery quick play spell card, you can attach that card on the field to this card as material, and then banish one monster on the field until the end phase. Some of the monsters you can just throw on top of another one as long as it has the correct amount of material. So think of it kind of like an upgraded deck. So you basically have your basic, Purery card, and then you start leveling it up if you kind of want to think of it like that. But it's not like a level up deck. You don't have to like attack and destroy. But if you do, you can go into AA Zeus, which is a pretty decent card. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. Does the deck have a bunch of negate and destroys? No, it does have like a negate everything, and I'll get into that in a moment, but it's kind of like a more powerful monster. Now, what does the deck really lose out to? So first off, it doesn't have a bunch of negates and destroys. It does have like one negation, but it's a negate all. But at the end of the day, the archetype is still what I would consider underdeveloped. It still needs a lot more support if it wants to be an S tier like meta deck. Now, it doesn't play into boards that are already established very well at all. Like if your opponent happens to have a bunch of negates, I would say this deck just gets eaten up alive like almost instantly. You can play the Adventurer build, which I'll show you guys later down the line. I mean, it's facing off against Naturias and having a trouble time. But like I said, I feel like the deck, it is definitely cool in the idea where now we're making Beauty here. So Beauty has the effect with 3 times per turn as when you activate a quick play Purery card, you get to attach that card as material, then change the battle position. Changing a battle position is really weak. Again, we need negate effects and destroy. We need both of those. Now, they do have a negate, which we'll get into in a second, but a lot of the times I would say that this deck feels underwhelming. You have Leap that lets you go into like a higher rank one. So a Happiness over here is an EX Purery. I'm talking about Pokemon now. So anyways, you use a rank 2 monster that has 5 or more material. You can just slap it on top of it. It is generic too, but it is a 2 level 7s, and then this card has a decent effect though. As long as it has a level 1 Purery monster as material, you attach a material and then you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls, which that's a pretty good effect. And then if you attack over something, that's cool. And if it does attack, as long as it has that card as material, the level 1, or actually I think this is like may not need to happen. It's just because there is a period there. It says when an attack is declared involving this card with 5 or more, you do 1500 burn damage. 1500 burn damage is like irrelevant for the most part, but I mean it's a nice bonus, right? So Zeus is going to get its effect negated. Again, Zeus is what facilitates actual good things in this deck. I see every single player make it, but the deck's going to be taking some L's, but I'll show you get a dub. But the thing is again, it doesn't play very well into like already established boards. So if he goes for like the effect of the Fortune Fairy Hikari, it's just a level 1, and it's just so you can go rank up. He goes into Piper, a little bit of a Piper Chaos build from Glore Pits over here. I like the idea. I'll give you guys some other deck profiles here for you guys in a second. But like he's got Nabbies and Barkion. I mean, it's Naturias. They can make it pretty easy. The new Naturias stuff, I would say, is kind of a little bit underwhelming too, like in terms of competitiveness. But again, I'm going to give you guys a variety here. So we've also got the Herald. Diviner of Herald over here, so we can see the Terraforming activating. He's going to go for Purery, my friend. So you pay 500 life points, you get to reveal a few cards. Your opponent picks one random one for you to add, and then you shuffle the rest. And if a face-up Purery exceed monster you control leaves the field, you get to add up to 3 Purery quick play spells with different names. Now, what the heck do the quick plays do? Well, we have Delicious Memory. You get to choose a monster on the field, and it cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of the next turn. Then you can discard a card, and if you do, you get to special summon one. And then if it's attached as material, it gains 300 attack. Like it's very what I would consider mediocre effects. Plump again is one of the better cards to like rush into. You'll see most of them will go into turn 1. He's also got a Trias, so this card can potentially let you draw 2 cards, pop 1, and most of the stuff is fairy, so it's pretty easy to dump a lot of the cards into the extra. He goes for Eggstown Knight. He's going to go ahead and leap, go into another card over here. So X-Purery Happiness is coming out, but it's going to go to the grave. But he needs to get more fairies so he can get some extra effects later. He's going to go for the the basic Purery over here, the 100. You see the activate top 3 cards over here. He's going to be able to add a Purery, Spell/Trap. And then place the rest in the bottom in any order. And then once per turn in the main phase, you can reveal a Purery quick play spell, and he's got the continuous one over here. This is the one where you're going to pay some life points reveal. And like it's an uphill battle. Like in most of these duels, honestly, the deck definitely needs to be a little bit better. So he's going to go for beauty over here. So lets you change the battle position of a monster. Again, like that's changing battle position. I mean, like you got Windstorm of Atakwa. Come on, like it's no one's really excited about changing the battle position. If it did flip the monster face down, then we're looking at something a little bit better that you can activate 3 times per turn, right? So hopefully they'll get some more support. There is another dark monster. You'll see it in a moment over here. It's kind of like their other boss monster, but again, the deck, I'm not going to make the deck look super good if it's really not super good. I'm going to be realistic here. Not sure the deck get dubs all over the place when it's kind of weak. Now, another thing that makes the deck kind of lose is honestly Kaiju's over here. So he's got a Kaiju and Sundowner, dude. That's from Metal Gear. Okay, so anyways, Purery, my friend, activating that card. He's just waiting for that opponent's big plays, I guess. So maybe he doesn't. Is he expecting the gores? I mean, we're in 2022 here, so Pureries don't really last more than like 1 or 2 turns. They just flop. Or they'll make something. I really just don't see where this deck is supposed to actually go. So he's like, all right, you know what? We're going for some plays. He's got the removed brainwashing over here. He's got the Kashrilas as well. So he's gonna activate the Purery effect. You're gonna go and stack some cards on top of cards. So here's happiness. So at the end of damage step, if this card battle, you get to add a Purery card from your deck to your hand, and also if it has a Purery Happy Memory as material. You can half the attack of one face-up monster on the field, and then thrice per turn if you activate Purery Quick Play spell, you can attach that card to material, and then you can bouncing back a spell and trap. I mean, heck, you did it right there. But for the most part, I would say it is very, very mediocre. So he's going to get massive amounts of damage, and then he's going to be able to search out an extra card, get some extra damage in as well, attaching more things as material. He's got the Purery Beauty. He's going to be able to change the battle position maybe 3 times, and he's just short of making it game. His opponent has 700 life points. Is his opponent going to be able to come back? Gets rid of the Zeus, gets rid of the beauty over there, and goes for the lava golem. But remember, any way that those cards go to the grave, that's add back triple. But the triple is like just so meh. Like, okay, let's check this out. So you can choose a monster, can't be destroyed, and as material it gains 300 boost. So making it so you can protect yourself, I guess. But if you're losing out on the monster, it's like a GG anyways, right? More realistically. And then there's another one where you choose a card and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Then you can discard a card, and if you use, you just special summon a Purery from your deck. And if it gains the bonus effect as material, the bonus effect is this card can attack a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of Purery Happy Memory attached to it. So if you get a bunch of like these, it can attack more times. But like these effects are, I think, the main problem here. And then we have the Purery Pretty Memory. This makes so each player gains 1,000 life points. You discard a card, then you special summon a Purery. It just lets you facilitate getting out more monsters. Then as material, the bonus effect is once per turn to send one other card you control the graveyard, target card your opponent controls, and attach it to this card as material. This one though, however, I will argue is good. So Pretty Memory is like the good one, like the 300, like 300 attack and defense. If it was 3,000, I'm like, oh, okay, that's like, or even just like 1,000. Come on. Would it be nice? Yeah, it's just 300 for each, but like, are you gonna have that many material on this? It's just heavy investments into like 1 card decks tend to not do so well. Like I'm talking like Utopia, like I remember back in the day when we were making videos of what is it, the Utopia, like the equip one, right? Where you get a bunch of equips and then they distribute it, and it's like you're using all of your things for 1 monster, right? There is a Dark Purery as well, which is kind of like their other boss monster, which we'll talk about over here. I think Sundowner's got it in his extra. We just talk about it right now. It's the dark one. So this is one of the other cards. This one just got announced. So X-Purery Nora over here. So you can use rank 2 with 5 or more materials. So you can either go for the light or the dark one, or whenever happiness is back. This is like the bird, and then you usually just go into Zeus with it. But Noir over here has the ability to attach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 card your opponent controls or in their deck, and you place it at the bottom. So this one technically is like 1 disruption, right? But like, you have to heavily invest in it. It has 5 materials, man. Like, that's a lot. And like, if some of these quick plays were a lot better, like if they had like the other card having like a Book of Moons, he's just like, okay, GG's, I can't really do anything for that, because he's just gonna go ahead and have this effect where he gets to bounce 1 back, and he's only got 700 life points. He's got 800 attack. Like, the monsters are very, very, what I would say, underwhelming. But Sundowner had the 1 dub over here. But again, I'm not gonna show a deck do really well if I don't think it's actually doing well. I honestly just have so many gameplays of the deck just taking L's. I'm like, dude, when is this deck gonna get some dubs? But Sundowner's build over here. I'll mouse over the cards really quick. You can throw in the Kashrilas. This is just a special summon from the hand. It happens to be, hey, it's a 7, so you can maybe use some combos with it. There's also Illegal Knight. Hey, it's also a 7. And then we have the the Water Enchantress, engine over here. The tokens, the adventurer build. I'll mouse over the card just in case any of you guys do want to copy it. But in terms of like, is the deck actually good? I think it needs a lot more to be able to be considered like a viable deck. You guys saw this one, we got the Trias out. There's also Diviner, so you can dump it. I think his idea was to try to utilize like the extra free cards with the fairies, but this whole archetype is just very underwhelming, at least in my personal opinion. But if you guys are like, dude, this deck is good, you're just getting like bad players, feel free to send me in some replays. I would love to see some more replays of this deck doing really well, because I just haven't seen anyone take a lot of massive dubs with the deck. And like the one I showed you, I felt like that one was like kind of cool, where the guy actually got lava gold and he came back from it. But usually what happens is they invest everything into one play, they get rid of that one card and the person just quits. And I was like, okay, that's not even good gameplay. But again, everyone, I don't know, for whatever reason that I've been watching, they just rush to make this. Rushing to make this does not do anything. Yes, you're gonna negate everything like one time, but a deck that invests all their cards to make one negate, like, come on, that might not be the best strategy. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the Pureries. You guys can let me know yours down below. But thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, and shouts to Black as well as Sundowner from Metal Gear for these different decks over here. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the gameplay, drop a like on it. If you're new here and do want to see more stuff, maybe Pureries will get some more support in the future, right? Subscribe, turn the bell, and you may see some in the future. But take care. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.